No. I'm messing around with pretzel. Trying to find, I found a station that I think is going to be alright, and they were playing a song, and so I thought I'd go and look at the album. Albums are cool because, you pretty much know that the music's going to sound like what you like, but they last probably 20 minutes. I don't know if it keeps repeating. Maybe it keeps repeating. I haven't really ever tried it. But anyway, I was messing around with pretzel. And I was messing around with pretzel because last night's stream got muted for one song. I've already contacted pretzel, but it hasn't happened for a long, long, long time. And I was playing I don't know, something with what they call classic rock, and one of them got muted. So, and unfortunately what happens is it mutes me too, and it only lasts 3 or 4 minutes. I am marking that when I do the uploads to when I do the uploads to YouTube, I actually don't use the ones that have anything muted, but I've been marking it on the notes for while it stays on Twitch, so that if anybody is watching it as a VOD, maybe they'll see that note and understand. Well, it is frigid today. It's cold. I have a lot of layers on, and I have my llama llama shirt. This is a very warm sweater, and it's my Christmas llama shirt. I don't know how long I get away with wearing it, but not on stream. I'll wear it maybe more in the house. Got a good hot cup of tea. This one's good. There was 12 Days of Christmas from Adagio, and day 1 was Partridge in a Pear Tree, and it tastes wonderful. I really like it. They say moderate caffeine, so I got a pretty big mug here. I ought to make it through the stream, don't you think? I'm going to do a little bit of plying. I'm going to do some spinning, and that's the order of the day. In the meantime, let me get on the right one here and turn myself around, tuck my keyboard away, get myself kind of settled. I went ahead and opened my I have 4 more of the fibers left, and I went ahead and just opened one, not doing it on stream until I get to the big one, which is the 25th. So I will do that one on the stream whenever I get to it, probably in about 5 days. Okay, I am going to ply on the Roberta this South African fine wool in merino, little bit of bobbin because it is from the Nano, and I didn't have a whole lot of that fiber anyway. So I'm going to apply that now. I hope everybody's having a good day today. Nice Sunday. I've had a very quiet one. Let's see here, I need to find my ends. Here's one. I should get a very distinct barber, spring colored barber pole, right? Pretty sure. I haven't applied anything for quite a while here. This is so amazingly soft. Both of them. Going to be a very fine 2-ply. No idea what I'll do with this little bit of yarn. It'll be a mini skein. So it'll be my first mini skein for 2022. I have declared 2022 the year of the mini skeins. So there. I always said I didn't have a theme for this year, and now I do. When I've been thinking about the fiber advent calendar, I've been trying to decide. I have 2 row logs of each color. I have been trying to decide whether to spin each row log on a bobbin and ply it together, or spin both row logs on one bobbin and find a complementary color. I am thinking light gray right now, that I ply with all of them. I haven't really quite decided yet. Unfortunately, that's something that, normally if I had a lot of fiber, I would just test and see which I like better, but I have such a small amount of each of the colors, I hate to lose one to the testing. And so far, it's not like there's a color that I don't like. I am going to have a whole bunch of plying to do. After these 12 days are done, I will have 2 full bobbins of the pink acrylic and 2 full bobbins of merino angora. And those are going to have to be plied. I really should ply them on the because I need the bigger bobbin. Boy, this is pretty. Ooh, I love this. Did I skip a book? No, I don't think so. It's too bad it all looks white on the screen to me. I hope those of you who are viewing might be able to see the colors. That's really too bad because, boy, it's pretty. I wonder if that's the... You know, I have a light right over there. A desk lamp turned on. Maybe I need to turn that off to help with that washing out of the colors. Maybe that's doing it instead of the camera. Hi, Al Crafty. My Sunday's fine, nice and quiet. How are you today? Were you saying in Discord you were feeling under the weather? I can't. I know somebody said it, but I can't remember who it was. In Snoring Cats. You're okay. Good. Decide to start your mom a pair of shorty socks for her birthday tomorrow. It wasn't you. Okay, I'm gone. That's good. Okay. Knit on. Oh, this is going to take a while. I didn't realize this is so fine. You think she'll get them late? She's gonna get them a little late? Okay. I got up too early this morning. I got up at 5 o'clock. I don't know why, but I couldn't stay in bed anymore, so. It's a hard cycle to break because then I'm so tired I want to go to bed early. It's cold. I want to go to bed early because it's warm in the bed. And oh, that's a hard cycle to break in the wintertime. Excuse me. Oh, I didn't even get. I'm glad there's nobody in the room. I didn't even get to cover that one. On the other hand, when I sneeze like that, a lot of times I don't sneeze again. It's like that satisfied it. Move it. This purple is so light, you can't even hardly see the difference between it and the gray. Just had, a series of colors going down the top. Pastel to the extreme, let me tell you. Oh, congratulations, because I can't make good biscuits either. I mean, I have tried. I went through quite a process when we were in quarantine, you know, back a year or so ago. Never really was happy with what I got. That's wonderful. I tried different recipes. I never really hit on a recipe that I thought, okay, this is the right recipe. Now I just need to practice to get the feel of the texture and what I want. I perfectly would be bragging. I'd be bragging too. It is. People think homemade biscuits are like what pork what I don't know. What am I trying to say? It's no big deal, and it's so much better to go buy stuff, right? It is so hard to make a good biscuit. I can make a good cookie and pies, all of that. I can make pie dough. Cannot make good biscuit. So I am very proud of you. You keep that recipe and make them. Keep making them so you don't forget how. I think that's the other thing. I had, my hubby had a friend. In fact, he was the best man for hubby in our wedding. But his wife, we'd go visit him, and his wife would, while we're sitting there at the kitchen table, just get everything out, throw things in a bowl, no measurement, nothing, and make the best biscuits ever. And, of course, I said, how do you do this? And she says, I've been making biscuits almost every morning for years, right? It's just a habit now. And knowing what that dough needs to feel like exactly, and having the consistency to roll it out the same or pat it out or whatever you want to do, and use a cutter, cut them same size. Sugar spun run. Okay, thank you. I'll get to brag maybe. And you use buttermilk. Oh, see, I never buy buttermilk. That might be it too, because there's more fat in buttermilk. And when I read about making biscuits, because that's what I do, I read about everything I'm trying to do. They said the fat ratio, the fat in it, is really, really important. You can use a lot of different things, but so that might be the key too. And I'll bet you 10 to 1 she did use buttermilk. Oh, I may run out of merino before I run. That's not right. I weighed it out. I thought I weighed out enough. Must have made the merino just slightly thicker, so it used up more fiber quicker. Didn't give me as much single. As soon as I get this done, I'm almost done here. I'm going to go look at that recipe. You had a very southern lunch. Yes, black eyed peas for luck, collards, some ham and biscuits. Boy, you got that is true southern lunch. Who's somebody's a Southern cook in your family? Taught you? We didn't get black eyed peas this year. This is the first year we haven't had any. About the only thing that would have been more southern is fry some chicken, right? Yeah, I don't either. Especially I don't even own a deep fat fryer. I don't do any immersion. I have considered getting the air fryer. My daughter has one. She loves it. So I basically don't have the counter space. Is the biggest problem. Because they're pretty big, or at least I don't know. The one she has is. I don't know if there's different sizes or not. Oh, for Pete's sakes. I am going to have to spin some more merino. Oh. I can't believe that. I thought for sure I had enough merino. Of course, there's quite a bit on that end piece there. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. We'll see. Nope, I don't think so. I'm playing single chicken here. Oh well. So were your black eyed peas dried? I assume, since you were cooking them in a pot like that. I mean, a lot of times we just get it canned ones. All right. I guess I am going to do a self-ply here for this little tiny bit. Instead of spinning just a smidge of merino. They were dried, yeah. The collars were from your garden. That's awesome. That's real awesome. the best join, but yes, I know they're winter, well, mild season, mild winter season crops, or with protection. Uh, but if you're anywhere like what's coming up north that is so cold, it would really be hard to protect them. But yeah, that's definitely a good one to grow. And and the nice thing about especially the broccoli, I have trouble with bugs in broccoli, but you grow it in this season, you don't get the bugs. Now let's see if I can show some of this color. No, it's not going to show the color at all. Boy, that just washes right out. Hang on a minute here. There we go. Now you can see what I've been applying. Very pastel pink, purple, greens, yellows, and I had a white merino. So it's very barber pole, but boy, you can hardly see it. I mean, you can hardly, you can see it in the green there more than anything. It's really nice. This was African fine wool that was dyed, and then the white was my own was just merino. I'm real happy with this. I'm going to skein that off later. Now let's go take a look at this. Biscuits, boy, don't those look good. I noticed that our grocery store was selling European butter. Okay, the box grater for grating the butter, I have done that. Okay, the only thing I've never done was that rotate and flatten the dough so that you had some layers. That's kind of like phyllo dough. Very, very good. Thank you very much. I will keep that recipe. You used a butter knife and cut little pieces. I have tried the grating and hated cleaning the grater. I have a pastry cutter. I don't think that works well. It's the pastry cutter is more for making pie dough. It isn't incorporating the butter into the flour in a fine enough crumb. So I ended up I still think that's the whole key, is find a way to get the butter in there. And I don't know what you mean by little pieces, but I would assume the littler the better. Okay, what am I going to do next? I am going to spin pink acrylic, like it says on the thing. I like this acrylic. I like spinning it. I like the yarn. I will wait until I make something with it to decide if I will ever spin it again. And the biggest problem is because of the huge amount that it's in the thing that you buy. It just takes forever to spin. Oh, good. We got the rattly bobbin. It'll stop rattling after a little bit. Oh, that didn't work. Got a tangle in the fiber. That's okay. Stuck in there. I am not too warm, but I have heavy clothes on, and I feel like I am trying to sit here in a snowsuit. I'm not very comfortable. I thought it was me in the chair, but it really isn't. So I'm not real sure what's going on here. And no, I'm not going to start taking clothes off. There just is something not right with the chair today. I think I'm too far from the spinning wheel. Let's try that. Hi, Kate. You're on a streak too. You and All Crafty coming every day. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm spinning this never-ending pink acrylic. You've been enjoying all the spinning? Yeah. It's been nice to get a lot of spinning done. But I'm going to make a note to myself that really spinning the same color fiber for 10 ounces is not on my want to do again list. I'm sure I will, but I don't know. Maybe it's the pink. I don't seem to mind it too much when it's a deep green or blue or purple, you know? But it's usually no more than 8 ounces. I think my back's a little sore today because before stream I sat at the table, dining room table, for an hour and a half writing a 4-page letter to one of my friends, telling her about the cruise. I think that's part of what, and the everyday spinning, of course. Like I said, keep saying, it is on my to do soon list. Get a better chair for this setup. going to put this on the Be Right Back screen, and hello from Germany. Hello, Sly. Welcome. Stick around. I am going to be back in about 2 minutes. Alright, I am back, and I gotta check my cameras here because, well, that's pretty good. I didn't move all the furniture in the room, but I moved a number of, and got me a different chair. I don't know what was going on with me in that chair, but it wasn't a good thing. So, this feels better. Now then. Hello again to Slyvon, and welcome. And if you're curious about what I'm doing, I am spinning fiber into yarn. This chair sits lower too, which actually puts me straight on with the orifice. I like that better. Probably won't for the Yara, because the Yara sits higher. But I'm going to be on this Roberta for a while until I get this and the Merino Angora done. I need to spin both of them on here. I do not apologize for your English. I have no problem with that at all. I can't speak German, so that's I just very, very glad that you say hello and try. And you spin it also by hand. Maybe you're saying a drop spindle or a spinning wheel. All crafty, I have four wheels. I forgot to count the nano. I have two electrics, the little nano and this one. I have two treadle, an Ara, and a Ashford traditional. I very, very rarely have the Ashford traditional in here on the stream because it is sideways, this way, right? It looks like your traditional Sleeping Beauty wheels, and the camera work is really hard for me to get the spinning caught on the camera with it that way. The other treadle, the Ara, is upright. Right here, it has a very narrow profile, so it's really easy to get on camera. So, I just hardly ever bring the Ashford in here. I spin on the other three. You have the Ashford Kiwi 3. I bought this Sly, I bought this fiber the way it is. So it was ready to spin when I bought it. It comes like that. It is actually a light pink color. The camera is making it look white, but it comes like that. I get it at a store we have here in the United States called Hobby Lobby. I don't believe they're international. It is 85% acrylic polyamide, and only like 15% wool in it. And after I make it, maybe I misunderstood your question. After I make this, then I am working to try for a baby blanket, because it should be machine washable. And it's baby colors. I have a multicolor with blues and pinks and yellows in it, and this pink. So I am thinking a baby blanket. Okay, in the little camera it's pink. Yeah. Yeah, it probably isn't getting as much white light on it. So it's looking there. You can see the pink real good. You're right. You're right. I'm sure it's the bright lights I have that's washing it out. It's a lot of work, but it's not work because I like the process. I like the feel of the fiber, and I do most of it when I'm streaming. So I'm sitting here talking. Before COVID, we would people would get together and and spin and stuff, but don't do that much anymore. Not yet, anyway. This fiber is super soft. It's very, very soft. It's not like wool at all. It's not even like really good fine wool like merino. Thank you. I learned to spin back in like 78, but I put it away. I didn't do it much until, oh, maybe 1990. Then I started really being serious about the spinning and got more spinning wheels and did a lot more spinning. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. That way you'll know and can come back and see the spinning again. From my no, not neither one. Now, I learned to knit and crochet from my grandmother, and I learned to sew from my mother. But this was um, a lot of it was self-taught and um, watching other spinners when I'd go to fairs and things like that, or reenactments where they were doing the old time things. That's how I learned, by watching. read books, because in the 70s, I mean, the internet was just starting up, early 80s. Nobody in my family ever was a spinner. Now my daughter is a spinner, so it's going forward now. Oh, Crafty, you were in Germany. Kaiserslautern? I'm not sure I'm saying that right. I have heard there's many beautiful places. Not only in Germany, everywhere, in Europe. I think that would be really fun, to live in another country for a while and get to comfortable enough that then you want to go visit again. I'm not sure why I would pick Italy, but that it would be wiser to pick someplace like Scotland, or although I probably couldn't understand them, but at least I could communicate a little better. Besides, I could get a lot of. If I went to Britain and I could get so much fiber. I bet that costs a lot of money to ship. And can't stuff your pockets with raw wool. The people on the airplane would object. What is that smell? Hubby thinks raw wool smells terrible, but I like it. I like the smell of it. Yeah, I know. You're translating. We're just chatting away, and you got to translate. I now have iced tea. My hot tea is now officially very cold. But it's all right. It still tastes okay. Oh, that's fine, Sly. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. And we'll look for you again. Routinely, I stream this time on Sundays, early on Wednesday morning, and evenings Fridays. So that'd probably be way too late for you. But you can see the schedule since you followed. You'll be able to see my schedule. Bye. Take care, hon. think I might get half of this spun this stream. Going pretty good. I am not doing any spinning off stream right now since I'm streaming every day, spinning every day on the stream, so I'm just not trying to do anything other than that. Look at you, all crafty, showing off your German. Guten Nacht. That's, who doesn't know that one, right? And Danke. Bitte. And that's the extent of my German, I think. You don't know much. Were you able to speak a lot of English when you lived in Germany? Or you just kind of muddled through without communicating much? You just merrily made it through. Okay, so yeah, you were on base. Most of our stuff was on base, and I was raising young kids, so I didn't get out too often. Actually, my son was born there. Oh, okay. But when you're born on the base, that they're still U.S. citizens, right? I don't know how this military stuff works. Or do they end up with a dual citizenship? It was a base hospital, and he has a birth certificate from both. How about that? Yeah, so he is dual. I have had no real experience with military life, not many of even extended family was in the military. My uncle was, but way before I was born. It's just neither my parents were or grandparents. My grandparents actually were immigrants from Ukraine. Haven't had friends, just for some reason it hasn't crossed my path. If you could go back, you would try to appreciate being there more. At the time, I was really homesick. Oh, you were probably pretty young. You're starting a family, and that's just a long ways to be away from family and not really have what you had long distance phone call. That would be it, and letters, or maybe some internet. I don't know how when this was, but it'd be easier in the last 10 years with the streaming and you know less costly internet and Zoom, that kind of thing, cameras, you know what I'm talking about. It's all set up for communication now, more so than it was early years. Long distance once a month, no internet. Yeah. When you wanted cheap internet, you'd buy these cards and you'd have so many minutes, and we just don't even pay attention to that anymore with cell phones. You pay for a plan and you call whoever you want. And even my mom's landline went to a standard price, and it was a little higher than, it wasn't as expensive as a cell phone, and but it was a little higher than like a standard landline. But she could call me anytime she wanted to. No extra charge for the long distance. We don't even think about that anymore. That used to cost, you had to plan for it, and it used to cost a lot. Hasn't been that long ago. I remember the very first cruise we went on in 2008. We were not really out of the United States. We did go to Vancouver, and then on up to where the glacier was. I forget where hubby called from, but he called his mom, and that phone call ended up costing like $25 or something like that. It was like, whew, that was before cell phones were real cheap. But when we were cruising this time, every time we'd come into port, we'd get a message from our carrier that says, welcome to the Dominican Republic, international rates apply. I think it's 25 cents a minute now, which isn't bad, but adds up. You can't be real chatty. You got to visit 7 different countries. See, that's the thing about Europe, isn't it? That's really great. Really? Belgium. It's not just the chocolate, right? It's just a beautiful country. That's what I figured you were going to say. I was thinking of Switzerland for that reason, but because it's got to be gorgeous. Yeah, those mountains and everything. That's why I like the Tour de France so much. I watch it because they actually go through all that countryside and city and everything. You and since they follow along with the riders, you get to see so much. I really like it for that reason. I'm not into the real sport itself as far as the athletes. I know them and things like that and pay attention if they're doing good or not doing good, but it's all about the scenery for me. The old churches and oh, yeah. And they'll take shots from a helicopter so you get to see wide vistas and the rivers and sometimes some animals, and it's just I really like it for that reason. Oh, um, you're not. Are you talking real dogs or are you talking statues? Like huge statues. Real dogs. Oh, are they massively big? I always thought they looked like they'd just be like horses almost. They are big. Yeah. Oh, let's see. That's something else. I don't get to see inside. Once in a while, they'll show inside of that or art museums on the Tour de France, but I know what you're saying. The ones I love are the ones that are out in the middle of the lakes, right? Instead of a moat, they've got an island in the middle of the lakes. They look amazing. Oh, I don't mind at all. I love talking to you about it. And the memories are, that's what I agree. You're so lucky to have those and have done that. But everybody ends up with some memories that really were once in a lifetime for them. Sometimes you don't realize it at the time, right? You look back on them and they're just like, oh, that was really awesome. So don't worry about that. I'm enjoying it. I keep smelling wood smoke, and either hubby is outside. I don't think he can burn anything outside. It's so wet. You know, it rained nonstop for a day and a half. So I'm wondering if he's built a fire in the fireplace, which would be wonderful. Snuggle up with the fire, makes the living room so warm. Oh, well, I would think that, yes, you'd have to plan maybe in 5 years, maybe. Maybe not quite that long, but yeah, you know, to have this pretty much out and done and people immune, and I don't know. Sometimes I think that to be in society, we are going to have to be like the Orientals have been for quite a few years, where, you know, the Japanese have been wearing masks in public for years, especially in their, you know, flu and cold season. They just, it wasn't that it was going to kill them, it's just they didn't want to get a cold. They live with so many people in a close proximity, and we're not used to that in the United States. I kind of wonder, sometimes wonder if this is maybe never going to go away. But right now, it definitely would not be a good idea. If you could even go at all. I'm not sure whose borders are open and are not. I saw a thing on the news this morning. Some lady had a positive COVID test somehow, found out when she was on the airplane, or they let her on and then found out, or whatever. But she quarantined herself in the bathroom of an airplane for a 5-hour flight. She was taking pictures with her cell phone, and evidently submitted it somewhere, and it got picked up by the news. I was just like, okay, bravo for her for doing that, but my goodness, how did she even get on the plane? You know, I thought they were just like the ship where they made, you know, he made you have a negative COVID test before you got on. I thought they were doing that for airplane flights, but maybe not. Maybe not everywhere. They did not say where this was, if it was the United States or where it was. So that's part of it too. You've tried to go to Yellowstone for 2 years in a row now, but had to cancel. This year, we're actually going, but got COVID. We were actually going and got COVID yourselves. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I know we have a big cruise planned for this coming October, and I've told hubby, I said, I think we need to get the travel insurance on this trip because I just don't know for sure yet. Partly because we're going to have to fly. It goes out of Seattle, and that's not anywhere near us. But we paid for that trip. I mean, we booked that at the end of 2021, like September 2021. I really did think, oh, okay, we got vaccinations. It just seemed like everything was going to be all right, and then the variant came along after we booked the thing. So we haven't actually canceled yet. I just kind of gonna have to keep my eye on it. Make a decision before the actual total amount is due. Yes, we are going 5. It's a called Fire and Ice because we are going to Alaska for 5 days. And then on the same cruise ship, we're going to sail for 5 days down to Hawaii and be in Hawaii for 5 days. And then we fly home from Oahu. It's a big trip. It's for hubby and my 25th wedding anniversary. This is our wedding anniversary gift to each other. I'm quite excited about it. I've been to Alaska, but I've not been to Hawaii, so I'm real excited about it. Such an awesome trip. It is just, I know, it has the potential of just being absolutely trip of a lifetime, and I really want it to work. They do that cruise once a year. October 3rd on Norwegian. Now there might be other cruise lines doing the same thing, I don't know, but the Norwegian cruise is only done once a year. It's a long one too. I mean, 15 days on board ship. That's the longest we'll have ever been on a ship. And I don't like to fly, so I'm not looking forward to that part of it, but it'd be really nice if we flew at night. And maybe I'd sleep. I haven't actually looked. See, supposedly the cruise line takes care of your getting your tickets. I haven't actually talked to anybody from NCL to see if you can bypass that part of it and make your own arrangements, to get out to the, well, no, what I want to do won't work. I'd have to fly home from Hawaii. There's nothing else to do but fly home from Hawaii. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm just going to let the plans work out the way they want to do it. I am going to stop after the end of this little piece. And be back tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, let me check my schedule. I know I posted it, and I don't remember. Hubby's got a appointment at noon. I made it late. I think I made it at 5 or 7, one of those two. Not sure. piece of paper here somewhere. Nope. Okay. Let me look it up on Discord. I probably threw that paper away once I put it on Discord. Let's see, tomorrow is the 3rd. I put 7 p.m. I put the latest one, a late slot for me. So it'll be in the evening, tomorrow evening. Oh, I'll have to record the football game because it's the Steelers. I'll watch it later. I might stream earlier if we get home early, and I just never can count on when we go into town. It just seems like it takes forever, or we add one more thing to do, or we go out to eat, or I don't want to have to feel pushed to get home. Oh, this one, nice. This is spinning good. I'm so glad I changed the chair. That made a huge difference. I think I'll keep this chair for a while. Until I have to spin on the aura. There is so much static in this fiber. It just stands away from itself on that drafting zone. You can see it. Part of that, I think, is my sweater. All right. It's been wonderful talking to y'all, Crafty. Also, Kay, if you're still there. So, you all take care. I'll be back tomorrow. And I'm not going to say for sure when, but if you don't see me before that, it'll be 7 p.m. very for sure, but maybe earlier. So, take care. See you later. Good night. I'm dry. I am warm. I am very warm in this sweater. You stay warm too.